Trace here, and thank you for watching. I've had a lot of pets in my life, mostly reptiles. Had 2 Burmese pythons. One was 9 foot, the other one was 11. I've had a spectacled caiman. I've had savanna monitors, iguanas, tegus, Nile monitors, chameleons, geckos, flying squirrels, red squirrel, rainbow lory. I've had a lot of pets. And with some of those pets, I cultivated a relationship with them. Dino, my first iguana, went with me everywhere. I even took him on a first date with me. Needless to say, there wasn't a second date. But at a bar I used to frequent in Tulsa, I became known as the Lizard King. And that caiman, I used to sit there and lay with his tail over my shoulder watching TV and his head on this knee, or the other knee, depending on which way I was laying. And caimans are primitive animals. They don't have a very large brain, much like me. I think that's why we got along so well. But my iguana, he was something else. I conditioned him to come running, if you could call what an iguana does is running. I conditioned him whenever I'd feed him, I'd whistle. And he used to trip people out, and I'd bring him over, and I'd say, watch this, and I'd whistle. And if Dino was hungry, he'd come running. Of course, I'd have to feed him. A conditioned response requires a reward for specific behavior. But anyway, I'm fond of telling people that if you get a pet, and if at some point that animal doesn't become family, you don't deserve it. And that's just my personal perspective about the relationship between their pets and themselves. If you get a parrot, it'll bond with the person that it spends most time with. If you get 2 parrots, they'll bond with each other and may act aggressively with anyone else. Same with parrotlets. I know there's a lot of other animals that are like that. But recently, one of my cousins, Ani Christie Bangan, lost. She didn't lose. Her beloved companion passed away. Now bear with me. If I get emotional. She had a pug, and his name was Alan. And she's had this dog for, I believe, 12 years. And she's taken it very hard. Her grief is almost overwhelming to her. And I've told her that, experience your grief. That, speaking to her, your grief is just testimony to the love that you had for Alan. How much he meant to you. And how strong that relationship that you cultivated with him, Alan, was. Now, if you don't have a pet, never had one, and you never had this experience in having them leave this physical world, and you had to grieve them, if you never experienced that, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's different but the same as when you lose a human companion, whether it's your parent, sibling, friend, whatever. It's different, but it's the same. Because a dog, like many other pets, they become empathetic with your emotions. They can tell when you're happy. They can tell when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're tired, when you're sick. They understand that. And having established a connection with that animal, they'll respond accordingly. They'll defend you when you're scared. They'll comfort you when you're sad. They'll be there with you and comfort you again when you're sick. When you're angry, they'll give you your space. A pet, especially a dog, will become one of the greatest relationships that you could have in your life. Even with a human, your dog is going to be faithful. It's going to be loyal. It's going to be compassionate. It's going to be honest with you. Some dogs are spoiled, and when they throw a fit, you can tell. They whine and cry just like a child. And they'll offer you the same joys and comfort that a human companion would. Another friend of mine, I didn't ask his permission to use his name, so I won't use it. He lost his dog, his companion, about a month and a half ago. And he took it very hard. I have another friend that she likes Great Danes, and she's had several of them, and several of them have passed. And I know that she took it hard. The relationship between a human and an animal, that idea, that concept of a pet, evolves into my family. If you've had an animal that you brought home as a pet, and it became family, and they passed, then you understand what I'm talking about. Ani, I wish I could have made, well, I'm sorry, Ani, I'll do what I can to join you in your celebration of life for Alan. He sounds like an awesome dog. He sounds like an awesome dude. But a dog like Alan, a dog like Sissy, I just want to leave you with the comfort that all dogs go to heaven. Thanks for watching.